Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today, bringing you guys and gals Bleach, Taite Kubo's finest work, chapter 675 review. Now, here's the thing, VIZ chapter review. So let me say this. This chapter of Bleach is simple, straightforward. However, big shock at the end. Ichigo going like pseudo Vasta Lorde form. And I gotta say, I'm a little bit hyped. I'm just a wee little bit hyped. And the reason why is because I'm hoping to see some Sero shit. Listen, Kubo, you can't give Ichigo some Hollw Vasta Lorde-ish powers and then not have him use a Sero. I swear to whatever Sky God you believe in, he better have a goddamn Sero. Yes, I know he has like one horn, but still, do something Sero-ish. Alright, I want to see new moves. Ichigo has like the potential to have like a billion forms. He could have a Bankai, a Vasta Lorde thing going on. He could have a complete holy form going on. He can combine them all if he wanted to, or combine two of them, like combine holy form and Vasta Lorde. Well, no, that makes no sense because Hollw powers and Quincy powers kind of like negate each other. So okay, fine. So Vasta Lorde and Shinigami powers going on, or complete holy form and Shinigami powers going on at the same time. Just come on, man. Just please. Let me see new moves. He has new forms, okay, fine. He has new Bankai, okay, fine. All I gotta see now is some new fucking moves, and I'm set. Alright, we'll be set for life. Alright, I don't want to see just get Suga. Yeah. No. Can we move on from that, please? So, I mean, shit, not even Inuyasha. Even Inuyasha, at some point, got different moves. Holy shit. When he got the Bakusaiga, oh my god, new move! Shocker! And that took ages. He's taken longer than freaking Inuyasha to get new moves. Holy shit. Woo! It's crazy. So, that being said, alright, let me talk about the chapter from a pacing and a structure standpoint, from a story progression standpoint, and also from a characterization standpoint. So first of all, the pacing and the structure, you have the first part, which is Uryu and Hashwald. Massive dick tease on Hashwald's part. I mean, like, my troll face Kubo shirt is not on me right now, rocking the basic tee, but if I was wearing that shirt, I would turn around and I'll show you that face. True powers of the Almighty are not to see into the future, and I'll tell you next time. Next week on Uryu and Hashwald. Oh, you fucking... I'm still irked about that. Like, seriously. Well, granted, from today, it's like a few days away. So, I mean, if we're going to find out even then, who knows? Because it's going to be once it's all over. So, that could take a few months between Uryu and Hashwald. Oh, shit. So, that's ridiculous. So, hopefully, we'll find out about the true power of the Almighty via someone else. Like maybe Ichigo and Orihime, as opposed to Hashwald. Now, the second part of the chapter is basically Yuha against Ichigo and Orihime. And that's really it from a structure, pacing standpoint. Very simple, part 1 and part 2, and that's really it. Now, when it comes to story progression, number 1, it is the simple fact that the powers of the Almighty, they are more than what they seem to be. It is more than just seeing into the future. And on top of that, it is, I think, in this case, confirmed that even though the powers transferred to Hashwald, he couldn't use the powers to their full capacity. But again, I would argue that because Yuha couldn't track Mimihagi-sama, that not even Yuha can, like, see fully into the future. But that being said, even though you can see into the future with the Almighty, there's actually another scope of power to the Almighty that we'll find out in the future. No pun intended. Now, the second thing for the story progression is by far the biggest thing when it comes to the story progression, and that is Ichigo's new form. Now, like I said before, this appears to be a Vasta Lorde Hollw-ish state. However, what I find very intriguing about this is that he awakens the powers by pumping Quincy reiatsu, by pumping Quincy spiritual pressure into that particular Zanpakuto. That I find very strange, because his Quincy hunting knife is, well, it's the hunting knife. It's the Quincy one. Maybe it is not necessarily the smaller blade is the Quincy power, and like the bigger blade is the Hollw Shinigami power. It's more so, it's like the powers can interchange between the two blades. So that would explain why pumping Quincy reiatsu into the bigger blade would awaken the VIZ-ish powers. Or perhaps it is because you have the contrast between Quincy and Hollw. Quincy's themselves destroy souls, and how Hollw can like infect Quincy with their reiatsu. It's kind of like you have that contrast between the two, and so in order to activate the powers of Ichigo's Hollw, then he would have to utilize the powers of the Quincy, because again, they have that contrast. And so there are other ways that you can perceive that, but we're not going to find out until the next chapter. That's obvious. But it is nonetheless very fascinating, because again, you have Quincy powers going into what I would assume would be where the Rancor Shinigami powers are, the Hollw Shinigami powers are. And that, again, I think is very intriguing. And then not only that, but the way the sword was turning white, it appeared as if like a blue vein was etched across his sword. So maybe it is more or less like the bigger sword becomes a Quincy-based sword, and then the body, Ichigo's own body, then becomes the house of his Hollw powers. And he himself is mainly Shinigami in this form. So he's half Shinigami, half Hollw in his main body, and then his swords are like Quincy based. I mean, look, like, you can take this so many ways. I've heard so many different takes on what has happened with Ichigo that, in all honesty, we're better off just waiting for like the next few days to find out. And I think more or less, when it comes to Ichigo's maximum power, it will be the combination of all of these advanced forms. The combination of the pinnacle of Shinigami, Bankai. The combination of the pinnacle of Rancor, the Resurrection, or the Double Resurrection. The pinnacle of the Quincy, the complete holy form. The combination of all of these three are going to reside in Ichigo, and then he's become like some sentient pseudo-angel, like maybe one side demon, one side angel, and just fuck up shit. Something like that. Kubo's been doing this, where he has this whole contrast of white and black, angels, demons, that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ichigo was a hybrid between those two mainly. What would you actually call it? I forget, honestly. It was, what do you call it? There's a certain term for a crossbreed between a demon and an angel. I've seen in Devil May Cry. I forget what the hell it was called. Or actually was it some other series. Like a Nephilim? I don't know. But that's maybe Ichigo's end result. But nonetheless, for the story progression, for sure, the most important part of the chapter by a landslide. And finally, when it comes to characterization, I honestly wouldn't say any for Uryu or for Hashball. Mainly, it's Hashball talking about the true powers of Yuha, and then him answering the question, or him kind of answering the question that Uryu had for him about why are you so curious about finding out who I really am. So I wouldn't say any characterization for Hashball or for Uryu, but Ichigo does get characterization, where Ichigo, he of course has new powers, but also he was able to maintain a calm, composed demeanor. He actually had a plan when it came to his actions. He wasn't just rushing in there for the sake of rushing in there. And that I thought was good, very good. And him working together with Orihime. So this also goes for her characterization as well. And to me, more or less, it was seeing how in the past, we've seen Ichigo become mature. Oh, I'm more mature now, guys. And then it's rushing in there, and I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? And this happens time and time again, where Ichigo, he gets a power up, he's mature, he's badass with that power up, and then something happens, and I'm like, dude, like, just, like, what? And so that's been a repeating thing in Bleach. And when I saw Ichigo running in there against Yuha, I'm like, here we go again. Here we fucking go again, Ichigo. Gonna run in there. No, don't talk shit about my mama. My mama. I'm like, okay, alright, fine. So Ichigo, he's clearly doing the same shit last time. But no. Ichigo, actually calm, cool, collected. And the fact that Ichibe, he said a while ago, like, one of the main things here when it came to this training session was the mental growth of Ichigo. All right, fine. And we're going to see this mental growth. We're going to see his maturity elevate in earnest, not some bullshit where it fluctuates back down. In earnest, it appears that he has truly matured. Where even in this situation, he can work with Orihime, and he can lay out a plan for the sake of awakening greater power within himself. Okay, fine. I will take that. I will take that. That's good. Hopefully, it stays that way. Hopefully. So that's it. I'm done. King Lightning, I will see you guys and gals later. The chapter overall, I thought this was a great plus chapter simply because of the new powers. For the overall story of Bleach, huge. And that right there is a stone cold fact, so I'm done. So once again, rate the video. Oh, wait on. And then, by the way, when it comes to the VIZ stuff, let me talk about this for a few minutes. For a second or two, actually. There was something in the manga stream translation that kind of, like, weirded me out. And that was when Orihime was talking about how when Ichigo looked back at her, she, like, engraved that image into her mind for all time. And I'm sitting here like, that was really fucking excessive, Orihime. That was kind of creepy. Like, Ichigo, the way you look at me, I will never forget it for all time. Like, what? Like, just take it easy. Seriously. In the VIZ translation, they still make sense either way, but for me personally, it was a lot more palpable. In the VIZ translation, it says, and I quote, "I knew I couldn't keep up with you. I barely got a hold on you, but you stopped. The look on your face when you looked back, it wasn't the face of a person who's lost himself. I knew you had something in mind." So that is a lot better than, "I ingrained it into my memory for all time, Ichigo. That look, yeah." What the? What? Like, you definitely, like, if someone says that to you, whether it be man or woman, immediate restraining order. Immediate. Don't even fucking hesitate. Like, you know what? Yeah. I need you to just get out of my life because you, that's kind of creepy. So, that being said, now I'm done. King Lightning, rate the video, comment, subscribe. Have a nice goddamn day.